morning, everyone. June 19th, time for a daily situation briefing. No current or expired alerts from the National Terrorism Advisory System. Number of detainees around the Rio Grande Valley sector was updated on the 18th yesterday. 93 unaccompanied children. 868 total persons. There's two declarations, one in Oklahoma, one in Texas. And there's the PEAs and no new FMAGs. Take a look around the region. Arkansas remains at level 3 as of Wednesday afternoon, and Texas is also at, they're at level 2, escalated response conditions, and a report from our liaison officer down in Texas advises that they're possibly deactivating this morning at some point. Louisiana, New Mexico, and Oklahoma have returned to normal operations. Power outages have been adjusting quite a bit this morning. At about 8 o'clock this morning, Arkansas is reporting 1,200, Louisiana about 3,000, New Mexico nothing significant, Oklahoma about 2,600, and Texas was down to 6,200. For shelters, only ones open are in Texas, and there's a 5 with a population this morning as of 86. Also, in the Little Brazos near Houston, they're looking at possible evacuations this morning, possibly a couple of hundred homes due to the Little Brazos River. See here on the map. Go back to our big map and turn it over to Kurt in the National Weather Service and get an update.
Okay, thank you very much, Bruno. I guess right now what we're looking at is the remnants of Bill. Again, for another day in this FEMA Region 6. Right now it's moving out of northern Arkansas. Precipitation shield has certainly decreased quite a bit, but there could be some localized impacts there in the Ozarks and northeast Arkansas as it moves out into the Ohio Valley later today into Saturday. Good news for the rest of the region. We've got high pressure kind of setting in, but we will see scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms moving around the region in just a general coverage sense. Right now we've got that area down in the hill country of Texas that's causing some localized issues out in the hill country, as you would expect, with saturated soils and flash flooding conditions. And we can go ahead and move on to the next slide. We'll show the matrix for the next 5 days. We are carrying the potential for some heavy rain and flash flooding in North Arkansas. And again, as we did in May, we're carrying the background conditions for river flooding for parts of Texas that are seeing increases on their river systems. Mainly the Trinity remains, at Liberty remains in major flood stage. And as you were talking about, the Little Brazos down near Richmond and Rocheron will be going into major flood stage with a very broad and flat crest. And again, over in northwest Louisiana and south Oklahoma. And we'll continue to carry those areas as we see basically a precipitation-free weekend. And we'll see some of those levels start to come back down out of major into moderate, and hopefully we'll get another drying period where we can start to process that water through the system. Next slide. For tropical activity, again, Bill's the only thing listed on there for the next 5 days. It'll be moving out into the Ohio Valley, so should become less and less of an impact as we go through time. And we'll continue to monitor the tropics for any kind of activity or possible formation in the next 5 days. Next slide should be the 24-hour precipitation, and you can see where most of that fell east of I-35 in eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas, and then that other stripe that extended down from northwest Louisiana down to the Texas coast. We currently do have flash flood watches for northern Arkansas, as you would expect, underneath the core of the remnants of Bill. And next slide is our graphical depiction. Again, isolated flooding possible in northern Arkansas. If we get any additional rainfall in the hill country where we have showers and thunderstorms going on right now, but generally expecting just afternoon diurnal pop-ups of shower and thunderstorms as we go through the day and work out some of that instability. But no significant impacts expected through the weekend into early next week. And the next slide is the precipitation forecast. And again, all eyes are on northern Arkansas right now for the organized precipitation. And then there is just that little area down through the South Texas into the Big Bend region where we might start to see some 1 to 2 inch amounts as we get shower and thunderstorm activity moving off the Mexican plateau into deep South Texas. Next slide should be river gauges, and as you can see, the different basins. The Red River at Gainesville hit a record flood with a crest of just over 41 feet. And then we've got the Brazos down there at Richmond and Rocheron, and of course Liberty will remain in major flood stage until the releases out of Livingston stop. And we also have the area down near Corpus Christi. The Nueces and Blunts will remain in major flood stage until their releases stop. The smaller rivers between Corpus Christi and Houston should start to come down into moderate from major as that water moves through that system, and those are faster responding basins, so we should see those drop out of here in the next couple of days. Next slide. Drought monitor. Drought conditions are great, and for space weather, I just wanted to camp out here for a second. Even though we do have quiet conditions on the solar, as far as geomagnetic storms, we do have a fairly active solar disk, and it looks like we're going to pass the S1 threshold, which is not really of any major impact, but there is a little bit of solar activity going on toward the daylight facing side of the Earth, so we might be seeing some very temporary radio interference to possible radio blackouts, only on the order of tens of minutes. We probably wouldn't see anything more than just some minor interference, but it is possible, especially in the high frequency bands. So those numbers kind of look alarming, but the impacts look to be fairly minor. It's not a major storm or major disruption. It really is just for minor disruption and mainly in the high latitude. So I just wanted to let you know that those numbers are for real, even though the geomagnetic storm labels are at quiet. Some of that radio interference could creep in there during the daytime hours. And outside of your weather questions, that's going to conclude the weather briefing.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good analysis of the space weather, what it means. Anyone has any questions for the National Weather Service, please type in your chat window or speak up if you're on the phone, and we will continue on. Look at next week's events. I imagine there will be more added when we get to next week. Again, last call for questions. Type in the chat window, speak up